Many years after independence,
it's around that is shaking his scrotum, but the scrotum is shaking around, you can't tell. But for years, you see that pendulum. It will swing, it will down, but it will never cut off. So EFCC will receive all the attacks and all of that, but we are not going to give up. We will do this way. This gentleman will not cut. It doesn't matter who is attacking us. We have this mandate, we will continue to do it until we are asked to stay on the stage. Also, understand that it's not everything we do that is expedient for us to put out there because of the sensitive nature of our work. And so maybe before you be after my address, after the engagement, we just find probably a way of working together, you know, in a way that you understand what we're doing, so that before you go out there, at least have a bit of understanding of what we do, so that you know what to take out of the public. Child school fee in advance. In advance, dollars. How much? 70.
Total is over almost 800. Yeah.
$800,000. In dollars, yes. In dollars. $72,000. $720,000. Sorry. $720,000 in advance. In announcement that he was going to leave government house. In a poor state like Kogi. I want me to close my eyes to that. Under the guise of saying I'm being used just by law at this stage of my life, just by law. By law, for crying out loud. I assumed office there. I didn't initiate the case. I inherited the case file. I called for the case file. I called for the report. And I said, look, there are issues here. Do you know on my own, I put a call across the which ordinarily I'm not supposed to do. Just to honor him as a governor, as a immediate past governor. Sir, there are issues. I've seen this case file. Can you just come? Let us clarify these issues. I'm under camera. He said, sir, I tell you my brother, I know, but I can't come. There's one lady, I don't know what her name is, that she then had said, she has surrounded the office with over 100 journalists to come and embarrass him and intimidate him and all kind of stuff. I said, okay, if that is your fear, I'm going to pass you through my own gate, special man's gate. You will come to my floor. We will accord you that respect. I will invite my operatives. They will come and interrogate you or interview in my own office. What could be more honorable than that? In my own office. To allay the fear. Thank you, sir. I appreciate. You know what he said? But can't they come to my village? Can they come to my village to come and say, I told you. He also got it. He sent a message to me. My driver of the investment sent a message to me. Some people say we are handling it, we are harassed. Let's be fair on this. Look, we need the FCC. We need this future to survive. We need this future to survive. I'm telling you. So many victims that we have wiped tears from their eyes, people that they have swindled and all of that, in their millions. How much are we going to say? Every day we keep recovering money for victims. Every day. In my 6 months, we have recovered close to 120 billion. Over 1,600 convictions. Somebody will now, those we are convicted, are they not human beings? Does he have two heads? Even if I'm going to lose the case at the end of the day, submit yourself to the rule of law. Let me be sure that, look, I don't get convictions. My job is to investigate and prosecute. Conviction is the responsibility of the court. So nobody will come and blame me, I didn't get conviction. Mine is to do my work diligently and leave it to the judiciary. For civil society to follow up. True. It's not within my power to convict anybody or to go and lock anybody up. It's not. My law does not allow me to go and take it. For what? So at that point I said, look, this is, and I kept quiet. Nobody sought to remain. After you had refused the invitation, we continue with our work. After all, we don't even need to come and visit them before we can even file a charge. If we are sure of our, the credibility of our work. So we have gathered all the necessary documentary evidence. We have prepared our processes. We filed a charge. So come and answer to your charge. You refuse to come and make statements here. But that does not stop me from filing my charge. And will you also refuse to come and answer that charge? We are talking about 80 billion naira that belong to the people of Kogi, allegedly stolen. Allegedly stolen. So come and tell us, you really steal this money? Billion. Is it today? Yes, these have lost some cases. Yes. I'm not sure, I won't condemn myself for that. Yes, these have lost some cases. Some of them are working in the street, they are doing free men now today. And yes, it has also run some cases. I didn't promise Nigeria that we will be winning all the cases that take to court. It's practically impossible. Even in the American system, where we have very tight and responsible, they don't do that. Mount surveillance, we are being assembly here. Mount surveillance, don't cause breakdown of one another. I do matter of surveillance. So when eventually we got this order across to them, we were supposed to move in. That was when the government came. It is very, even though they are denying now that when we are not the video evidence, we don't know the forensic evidence. We met over 30 armed police, about 10 city counter-terrorism. The CSO is a senior PSS. We met all these people. I went with my gallant men, over 50 of them, armed to the teeth. We would have exchanged fire. Then if you have done it, there have been casualties. If I've killed one or two people in the country, they have crossfire. Adam, what will you be saying? Will you be proud to come and collaborate with me? That's why some people are condemning.
Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government.
A very good afternoon to you all listening to AIMFMTV this beautiful sunny afternoon. And I want to start today's program with a quote from Martin Luther, who says, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at time of challenges and controversy." And with that, I say a very, very, very good afternoon to you all once again, and welcome back to another edition of Politics Today, where we dive deep into the latest political developments, and also where we also get to talk about trending issues happening in the political space and issues affecting the nation, be it in the local government sector, the national, even the federal level. And the issue for discussion this afternoon is the update of Yahaya Bello money laundering allegations and the Efcc.
Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh, sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria?
And the video that was earlier played before I started this program was the video of the Efcc chairman during his press conference stating the offenses against the former governor Yahaya Bello and how we reach out to him in order to resolve the issues behind closed doors.
So Nigeria will fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria?
So the update to this issue was that the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, on Tuesday, which was yesterday, gave more details of the criminal case against former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. Also, I want us to recall that the agency has already charged Mr. Bello with 19 counts of money laundering involving over 80 billion naira at the Federal High Court in Abuja, but has been unable to prosecute him due to difficulties in arresting him.
Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go?
Okay, so giving fresh insight into the case against the former governor, Mr. Kayode said on Tuesday, which was yesterday, that the sum of $720,000 was stolen from the Kogi State Treasury and was used to pay the school fees of one of Mr. Bello's children. Mr. Kayode also said at the press conference in Abuja, he said that Mr. Bello withdrew the fund through a male cashier at the Kogi State Government House in Lokoja. He also alleged that the former governor funneled the funds through a bureau de change operators, whose name he did not reveal.
I love my of a million miles.
Let's also note that the move to prosecute Mr. Bello before the Federal High Court in Abuja has failed twice. The scheduled arraignment was held on April 18 and again on Tuesday, 23rd of April, which was yesterday, due to Mr. Bello's absence from court on both occasions. Also, the trial judge, Emeka Iwete, on Tuesday, which was yesterday, took the extraordinary step of ordering the Efcc to serve Mr. Bello with the charges through his lawyer who has been appearing for him.
Heaven and earth will pass away, it is written in the book of God.
And ahead of the first court sitting, the trial judge, Mr. Emeka, on 17th of April this year, he issued a warrant for the arrest of the former governor. Then the EFCC went to the former governor's house to implement the arrest, but then they met a roadblock at his house.
Where to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. We want to know which way Nigeria.
However, with the help of his successor, Governor Usman Ododo, and the police officers attached to his residence in Zone 4 Abuja, Mr. Bello managed to evade arrest by the EFCC when the operative of the agency when they went to the Abuja house to execute the warrant of arrest shortly after the court issued it. The EFCC boss, Olukayode, also said that they could have done what they did to Rocha's Okorocha by invading his house, but he did not want it to lead to a lot of injuries to the civilians there. Let's recall that during the Rocha's Okorocha's arrest in May 2022, the EFCC charged him with a sum of 2.9 billion naira fraud, and the EFCC invaded his house before he was supposed to go for the presidential screening of the election.
Amen.
Okay, so during the invasion of the EFCC, they shot into the air to chase away the civilians in his house before they broke into his house. That time in 2022. But before that time, Mr. Okorocha released a video stating that the EFCC has barricaded him in his house, and they pleaded them to let him go for the screening. Okay, so let's get to watch the video of the statement he issued.
What do you do with that? Thank you. The situation I find myself, I'm under what I call a hostage, and since morning I've not been able to go out, and there are policemen and EFCC all over my compound, and my gate is blocked with their car, and all I'm asking for now is that could they please allow me to go for my screening. I have screening going on right now with all the presidential aspirants. My election comes up on Sunday, and if I'm not allowed to go for this screening, listen, I'm not an unknown person. I have address, people know me in Nigeria. All it takes for EFCC to send an invitation, and I will gladly oblige. But as I speak to you now, I've requested for any arrest warrant, any order of court, none seem to be available. Any invitation, none have not been invited, and I refuse to go. But my lawyer has addressed them, and they are saying that the instruction from above to come and get it. So I don't know whether this is race or invitation. But if it's an invitation, it's simply a letter or a word or phone call, and I'll be there. This barrage of policemen and creating some kind of trauma to members of my family is not the best way to go. I want to kindly appeal to the FCC to allow me to go for my screening, and whatever their both means, to please allow me to go for my screening and do my election. EFCC had also said that they are taking to court, but they took me to court. I'm still waiting for to be served. I've not been served. And I have a series of court orders and judgments right before I left office because of what's happening now. So, quite frankly, the situation is quite ugly, and it doesn't give the best of image to everyone concerned. I think I should allow to go for my script, and if I go for my script, that will be good. I won't run away, and I can present myself as I I don't know what's the urgency of the matter. I'm assuming there's something wrong. But whatever it is, I'm waiting. I'm told that they mobilize and they will soon forcefully get themselves into my house, possibly my bedroom, to whisk me away and to get me arrested. That also, I'm waiting to see what to do with that. Thank you.
Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show.
This is how EFCC is coming in to pick somebody who has not done anything. To the left side. Lie down, Tina. Tina, go to the left side.
I know. Look, you don't have the door, but the other frame was destroyed.
What I mean is that the door, they couldn't open it, they know how to go inside.
Okay, please just give us an account of what happened. Okay.
They could not open from here. They had to go in through the ceiling this way.
Yes.
Then they broke it to come into the room from here and began to vandalize from inside. Yes.
So was
This is Efcc currently trying to break into the house. They have no warrant. They have nothing. Something.
Hello? EFCC is here with some gunmen And I've broken all my bulletproof doors. And the landlord hitting now. They just want to, I don't know what they want to do. This is my last appearance. I don't know what they probably can hear the noise behind. They are going to come and shoot. And so,
Is there anybody out there that can call for help?
Can you tell Uche to share the
Please let them call for help. The Efcc is currently trying to break in. They don't have any warrant of arrest. The lawyers had asked them for warrant of arrest. They don't have, so they are trying to break into the house now. If you're there, please call for help. Pop.
See, the whole family is on the floor. The whole family.
That's about Mr. Okorocha's case, but I have to just make a reference to him. So let's go back to Yahaya Bello's case. The same day the EFCC was to execute the warrant of the arrest, the Kogi State High Court in Lokoja gave a judgment barring the EFCC from arresting or detaining him. But this development has triggered a wave of criticism from many who accuse the EFCC of disobeying a court order by making moves to arrest Mr. Bello. They also argue that the only option the EFCC has is to appeal against the order. But the EFCC Commission, in a press statement and during the court proceedings, has maintained that it did no wrong, arguing that the court order issued in favor of Mr. Bello in a fundamental human rights enforcement suit did not preclude other courts from ordering his arrest to answer to criminal charges. The EFCC chairman, Mr. Olukoyede, further justified the step EFCC has taken against Mr. Bello on Tuesday, saying that the commission did all that was needed to be done, including personally calling the former governor over the phone to invite him for interrogation. He also said Mr. Bello declined to the honor of EFCC's invitation and said Mr. Bello requested that he should be investigated at his village in Okene local government area of Kogi State. The chairman of the EFCC said he vowed to resign as EFCC chairman if the former Kogi State governor, Yahaya Bello, is not prosecuted. Also in a chat with the editors at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja yesterday, the anti-graft agency chairman swore to follow the prosecution of Mr. Bello to the logical conclusion. He also vowed that all those who obstructed the arrest of the former governor would also be arrested and brought to justice.
Amen.
Okay, so that's that about the update of Yahaya Bello's money laundering allegation. And with that, we'd like to go on a short commercial break. When I come back, I'll go to the next issue of discussion for this afternoon, which is the establishment of state police and how a conference was held yesterday at national, that was called the National Dialogue. What a quite number of people have to say about this state police in this our dear country. Okay, so with that, I would like to go on a short commercial break, and you can connect with us live on Facebook at AIMFMTV. Kindly leave a comment and also share our program.
AIMFMTV ilé ìtura díẹ̀ sàwọ́kọ́ lápẹ́tẹ́ nílùú Ìbàdàn lákàlẹ̀ sí o. Fún ìpolówó ọjà iléeṣẹ́ yìí ẹ lè pè wá sórí nọ́mbà wọn yìí o 081591942 àti 47. Ẹ tún lè pè wá sórí aago yìí o 080224841 pẹ̀lú 24 ní ẹ pè sí o.
Gbogbo ọ̀yà yóò mọ pera rẹ̀ lódù bó bá jẹ́ níbi tí ká bá ní ra mọ́tò láti òkè òkun tàbí ó fẹ́ ra ojúlówó mọ́tò ilé tí ó já lábọ̀pẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ mọ́tò Onabis Automobile òní oyè àkànṣí eléyìí tó kalẹ̀ sí kìlómítà 8 Old Ife Road àdójúkọ ilé ìtajà àgbàlódé Brent sọ́ọ̀mì nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn bóyá ẹ̀yin fẹ́ ra mọ́tò tàbí ẹ fẹ́ gbé mọ́tò ránṣẹ́ láti ilẹ̀ òkèrè sórílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà kódà orí ọ̀fẹ́ wà láti bá yín ṣe àmójútó láti bá yín ṣe àyẹ̀wò sí mọ́tò yín iléeṣẹ́ Onabis Automobile ohun gẹ́gẹ́ ni mò ń pè níyẹn o ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni 08033710636 08033710636 Onabis Automobile boom 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 boom.
Ǹjẹ́ nípa iléeṣẹ́ àdúgbò iléeṣẹ́ olùfọkàntán iléeṣẹ́ Star Mike Multimedia Concept tó ń jẹ fẹ́fẹ́ tó gbà wò níbi ká máa ṣe àwọn ohun ẹ̀mí lọ́kànjọ̀kan bíi àwọn ohun amúnúléwì ìwọ́dò ń wò bíi fresh kilo customized wardrobe mọ́ọ̀gì tó ṣe é kò tí ì gbóná láti fi dúnjẹ lọ́wọ́rẹ́yìn towel customized cap t-shirt pen àti àwọn iṣẹ́ printing mìíràn lọ́lọ́kanjọ̀kan iléeṣẹ́ Star Mike Multimedia Concept ló wà ní ojú ọjà Mọ́kọ́lá ní ìlú Ìbàdàn ẹ lè wá sórí 08071486599 08131931183 tàbí ẹ̀kàn sí wọn lójú òpó ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ti Facebook ọ̀pádòkun Samuel lórí Instagram @ostamike lójú òpó X @ostamike Star Mike Multimedia Concept àgbèrò rẹ̀ ṣíṣe dọwọ́ tiwa.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. And in case you are just joining us, this is Politics Today, where we get to discuss the issues that affect our nation, be it in the local government sector, the national, or even the federal level. And the next issue for discussion this afternoon is the issue of the establishment of state police, where there has been back and forth on this establishment. Well, yesterday there was a conference called the National Dialogue on State Policing, attended by the Vice President, former President, traditional rulers, members of the House of Assembly, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoko. And this is where each individual share their opinions on the creation of state police and also the pros and cons of the state policing. Okay, so let's get to watch the video.
It is a little bit funny, but just keep walking. Can he get a round of applause until he gets here? I'm going to solicit your help because my speakers are over there and this is where they'll have to speak. I hope it's not a long walk for you.
Good morning, everyone. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have in the room former presidents, leaders in the parliament, members of the federal government, traditional leaders. So I will also follow the example of my predecessors, so I ask you permission to stand on the existing protocols for the sake of time. Excellencies, I am deeply honored on behalf of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, to join this critical dialogue on security and state police. Allow me to commend you and your administration for the great leadership and the profound investments that you continue to make in consolidating Nigeria's peace and security. Before I proceed with my goodwill message, I would like to pay my respects to our gallant men and women who recently paid the highest price on the line of duty, ensuring the safety of this great nation. May their souls continue to rest in eternal peace. Kindly allow me to also applaud the esteemed members of the National Assembly for convening this conference and for their appreciation of the valued perspectives and insights of institutions, actors, and the wider population on the topic of security and policing in Nigeria. This topic resonates deeply with the sentiments and aspirations of Nigerians and has ignited conversations across the country, sparking debates and hopes for a safer and more just future. From a UNDP perspective, Excellencies, security is a development issue, and we strongly believe that Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG, in this case number 16 on peace, justice and strong institution, is a foundational goal that underpins all the other goals to be achieved. Therefore, the prospect of a state-level policy architecture, which is at the heart of this dialogue, is paramount, given the imperatives of addressing the scourge of crime, insurgency, and various forms of violence that are impacting on Nigeria's development trajectory, thereby presenting a threat to the well-being and safety of all citizens. Excellencies, as we explore the prospects of state-level policing, I would like to also reiterate the multidimensional nature of security that challenges all of us to significantly address the complex structural root causes of insecurity. It is on this basis, Excellencies, that I would like to commend your administration for outlining the 8-point plan under the Renewed Hope Agenda. This plan provides a development blueprint which, if we all as partners align to, could complement ongoing efforts to bolster responses to insecurity. As I conclude, Excellencies, I would like to outline 4 key points for consideration as we advance the discussions on security and state policy. First, the need to promote the implementation of Nigeria's development offer in addressing the drivers of extremism through the Renewed Hope Agenda. Second, the imperatives of connecting the durable development solutions and the triple nexus humanity.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that is inclusive and significant. The Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, Speaker of the House of Representatives. I once again request your kind indulgence to stand on the already well-established protocol. I am Major General A.A. Ariyibi, Director of Standard and Evaluation, standing in for the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, Officer of the Federal Republic. and I would be reading his goodwill message. It is with great pleasure and a sense of responsibility that I stand before you today as a special guest at this one-day National Dialogue on Security and the establishment of state police. The significance of this gathering cannot be overemphasized as we come together to address critical issues that impact on the safety and well-being of the nation. Today, we address one of the most pressing issues facing our nation, that is the need for a comprehensive and effective security framework. The security and safety of our communities, and indeed that of all Nigerians, are paramount, and it is imperative that we come together to find sustainable solutions. The establishment of state police is a topic of immense importance, and it is gratifying this morning to see such a diverse and knowledgeable concerned stakeholders assembled here to deliberate on the matter. The need for a comprehensive and responsive security framework that includes the establishment of state police is undeniable, and the outcome of our discussions here today will undoubtedly shape the future of law enforcement in our country. I encourage us all to approach this deliberation with open mind, to engage in constructive dialogue, and to consider diverse perspectives that will be shared. It is through collaboration and a shared commitment to the achievement of a common good that we can develop policies and strategies that will enhance the security.
To complement the activities of Nigerian police force, several arguments have been made to the need for the establishment of state police. Some argue that the Nigerian police force is not living up to expectation in providing the necessary security for the citizenry. Others hold the view that police presence is not felt in many parts of the country, especially in areas requiring security, such as schools, communities, etc. Some contended that even the cities, police presence is mostly felt in areas dominated by the rich. Others still argue that police performance is generally minimal, hence there is insecurity in the country. These and many other reasons have propelled the proponents of state police. The question that needs to address is, what are the challenges militating against police effective performance in Nigeria? These challenges are: 1. Inadequate manpower. 2. Inadequate operational equipment such as vehicles, arms and ammunition, communication equipment, drones, area surveillance, security surveillance, helicopters, armored vehicles, and so on and so forth. Inadequate training of personnel. Training and retraining is vital to achieve optimum performance. This has not been possible over the years due to underfunding or lack of funds for training of personnel. Inadequate office and barrack accommodation. Most police stations and barracks that were built since the colonial period have not undergone any form of renovation despite increase in the strength of the force. This has impacted negatively on performance of the personnel. On the issue of state police, it is the submission of the leadership of the Nigerian police force that Nigeria is yet to mature and ready for the establishment of state-controlled police. This is due to the underlying reasons. 1. There is no adequate resources in place for police infrastructure, such as police colleges, training schools, barracks, police stations, clinics, vehicles, communication equipment for the state governments. Again, there are potential for abuse of power by state political leadership. State governors could use police forces under their control for political or personal gain and undermine human rights and security. Okay. Please, I beg your pardon. I want to correct this. The President of Nigeria, ably represented by distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, the Vice President of Nigeria. I beg your pardon. Furthermore, creating state police at the moment will exacerbate ethnic tension in the country. It could equally lead to potentials for divided loyalty, as there will be multiple commands in the states. There will also be conflict of jurisdiction. The dynamism and sophistication of crime in modern time is bound by capabilities of states to handle. We have incidences of terrorism, banditry, and these crimes are of very high caliber and requires a lot of resources. In view of this, the police leadership rather is recommending the following. Instead of creating state police, first merging the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and Federal Road Safety to form department under the Nigerian Police. 2, the yearly recruitment of police personnel into the force should be increased by at least 30,000 every year to meet the United Nations minimum standard of policing of 450 citizens to 1 police officer. Thirdly, increase in the budgetary.
Other decentralized policing countries include Pakistan, Botswana, the United Kingdom, and Mexico. On this note, I would like to thank the ambassadors of these respective countries to Nigeria for accepting to share their experiences with us at this particular forum. Thank you so much for coming.
He is no stranger to conversations like this, having hosted the 2014 National Conference, where state policing was such a big topic and something that has gone on from then on. Your Excellency, it's really good to have your remarks on this very important issue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. You know, as former heads of states, we have a hierarchy. When Abdulsalami is here, he cannot speak before me. You see, I'm still the last born, so enjoying the privilege of the last born. And even Buhari that I just finished, he will take his military position, so he's still senior to me. Until when my good friend Tinubu finishes, then I will have a junior brother. So thank you so much. His Excellency, Mr. President, here represented by the Vice President, my good friend, thank you for coming. The Senate President, represented by the Deputy Senate President, thank you for your brilliant speech. And our Chief Host, the Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for bringing us together to have this conversation. His Excellency General Abdulsalami Abubakar, the former head of state, and somebody who navigated the current democratic setting and has endured for 25 years because of your good works. Thank you so much. We appreciate, we really need to listen to you. The Deputy Speaker and Principal Officer of the National Assembly are here with us, and members of the National Assembly. The Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, thank you for coming. We really want to listen to you because the issue of state police is very critical. Honorable ministers are here with us, members of the diplomatic corps, the Chief of Defense Staff and the Inspector General of Police being represented, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, thank you for coming. His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, thank you for coming. And other revered royal fathers are here with us. Our dear leader, John Cardinal Lankor, thank you for being here, and other clergymen that are here with us. There are so many retired and former senior government functionaries that are here. I wouldn't bother you to enumerate their names. But in the waiting room, I saw General Dambaza, who was my Chief of Army Staff, then later become Minister of Defense, who will listen to you. And Solomon Arase, Dr. Solomon Arase, who was my Inspector General of Police. And I think now the Chairman of the Police Service Commission, you're still there. And other very senior military people, government functionaries that are here to talk. I will be extremely brief in my intervention. First and foremost, let me thank the Honorable Speaker, members of the committee, and indeed the House of Rep for inviting me to participate in this national dialogue on state policing. In fact, I got information only yesterday when I had a conversation with the Speaker. It would have been difficult for me to come, but since I left office, I've been having a number of programs, and the National Assembly have always been there to support me. And this is the first time the National Assembly invited me, so I said I will do everything, cancel all my other programs to come and honor you. In fact, the issue today, national dialogue on state policing, is very critical. But one thing is that we don't need to debate on whether we should have state police or not. I think that matter has been concluded. The issue is the operations of the police. I operated at the state level for 8 years, deputy governor, then came to the center, vice president, president for another 8 years. And I know that in Bayelsa State, another state that attempted to have some element of security operatives that assisted the police, it worked very well. In Bayelsa State, when we took over, the state was almost ungovernable. Abdul Salami will remember that when the elections were to be conducted in December 1999, Colonel Edo will be then wrote to you saying the security situation in Bayelsa State was so bad that we didn't get the elections in December 98. So our elections were pushed to January 99. When we took over, the state was in crisis. Niger Delta agitation was there, but criminal elements were also operating all the creeks and were doing all kinds of havoc to market women and others. Until Alamesia, then my boss, has to set up the Bayelsa volunteers that work with police. And we had to build stations around the critical parts of the creeks. And the boys volunteered to work with the police since they couldn't carry weapons. And that brought the excessive piracy down. So there's no way we can manage the internal security if states will not have their police. Really? So the issue is not states having police, but how will the state police function vis-a-vis the national security architecture? When I set up the 2014 National Dialogue, within that period, we have a lot of challenges.
In the end, oh, let's save Nigeria.
Okay, so let's recall that on Monday, during a one-day dialogue on state policing themed Pathways to Peace, Reimagining Policy in Nigeria, the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, he opposed the establishment of state police, saying the country was not right for it. He also stated that the establishment of state police would exacerbate ethnic tension, leading to divided loyalty in the state. He also claimed that the state governors were likely to abuse the privilege of state police by using it for their political gains, leading to possible abuse of power and abuse of human rights. He also argued that the state government lacked the required funding that would give birth to the type of policing that the nation requires. Also in his statement, he said there will be need for a yearly recruitment of about 30,000 police personnel into the force annually to meet the UN requirement for modern policing, while also increasing annual budgetary allocation to the force.
People, we surely find their ways and they make Willie end the world. Let's save Nigeria.
Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Politics Today, streaming live from MFM Radio and TV studio right here in the ancient city of IBADAN. My name is MOBOLAJI KAREEM. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
We want to know